Hey guys, and welcome into the Raxia Report. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about something that just came up in the news, which is going to, if it comes to pass, going to have a humongous effect on gender transition in the UK. So recently there's been a lot of talks about trying to make the LGBT community a lot better in terms of our government and how the rights that we are given and how stuff is handled in the UK. And there are some great steps forward, and Corbyn's been trying to help the Conservatives with their push towards making LGBT more friendly and making the kind of guidelines and everything a lot better. Today, in the Daily Mail, no, it's actually The Guardian, I'm going to put a picture of this up so you guys can see. Gender reassignment could be streamlined under proposal. The Equalities Minister, Justine Greening, proposes removing need for medical diagnosis of gender dysphoria. Honestly, I'm going to go against the grain here and say I don't know if that's a good idea. Most of you are probably like, wait, what? Let me explain my thoughts on this. So, I think it's absolutely fantastic that they're actually trying to do something. The fact that they are trying to help our community in any is great, and that is a good step forward, and I'm so happy for that. And the further the LGBT community is accepted, the less hate and crap that our community is going to get, and that's a humongous step forward. Currently in the UK, if you don't know, we go to, when we come out, we go to our doctors, our local GP, and say to them, hey, look, hey, there's something wrong with me. And they're like, okay. And then they send you to a psychiatrist, who then will look into you, and then they'll send you to the gender clinic. Now, in the gender clinic, you go to them every 6 months, supposedly. I waited 2 years in between my appointments. You go there every 6 months, and they will basically, every time you see them, ask you the same questions over and over and over again of, what's your home life like? What's your father like? Basically, they Freud you. So, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, and you have to be out and dressing and kind of living as female for 2 years before you can go through with the surgery. And there's obviously other stuff as well, like weight loss. You have to lose quite a bit of weight for the surgery, otherwise they're not allowed to do it. And there's some stuff there. Do I think that's too long? Yes, it's way too long. To be honest, if you know that there's something definitely up, then you should be allowed to go ahead with it. The fact that they're talking about streamlining it to the point where you don't even have to see anyone in the medical field beforehand, I don't think's right. We should at least see someone who is a professional, someone who knows the signs, someone who knows about what's going on, and they can give a diagnosis as well. I'm not saying that there has to be the be-all or end-all, but we need to see someone who can who is on the opposite side of the fence, I suppose. Someone who isn't us, to basically confirm it with us. Because I think that a lot of people, and there are cases where people will detransition because they aren't happy. And that wouldn't happen, I suppose, if they did see someone. Self-medication is quite a big thing in the UK. People will get hold of estrogen and kind of go through with it that way, which is fair enough, but I obviously don't recommend it, just because you aren't giving yourself the right doses unless you really research into it. So, do I think that there should be no medical help whatsoever, or no kind of GP, psychiatrists, and seeing a gender technician? Gender technician. Yeah, my Dell, my laptop's broken, can you fix my gender? No, I don't think that's right. I think that there should be some form of medical help there, and kind of a clarification, someone that isn't us to be able to look at us and say, yeah, I can see something's definitely up, we can help with that. Currently in the UK, it's terrible here. Our service and the gender clinics here, I can't talk about any other gender clinics, but the one in London I have talked numerous times about, and their issues, and I don't hide that fact. If they see this video, I don't care. I've dealt with them since 2012, and they have been generally useless, and that's negative, and I'm really hoping that this will push forward something better, and hopefully more funding will go into places like our gender clinic, and hopefully there'll be more of them, because right now there's one in London and there's one in Devon. I think there might be one up north as well, so that's 3, which just isn't good enough. There needs to be more of these places, and spread the workload, because right now the amount of people that are waiting to see someone about going through gender transition is astronomical. There's, I think, 2,000 people requested to go to the one up north in the last year, and that is crazy. And they should now know that there is seriously an issue here, and I'm really hoping that this is going to push forward that outlook. But yeah, we need to be careful, because I think that going through a gender transition is a hard thing. It's no way easy. Going through the surgery is going to be crazy. That's going to be life-changing, and I don't think that people should go through it without at least knowing beforehand what's going to happen, kind of talking to someone about it, and I suppose that's the only place that the gender clinic really does help. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Comment down below and tell me, because this is kind of put me on the edge a little bit. I think that we could do better, but I also think that we don't need to get rid of them entirely. That's not the right way to go, because I think then a lot of people will just be kind of lost and just going through with it and then being like, oh yeah, crap, actually I didn't want to do that. So anyway, tell me your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, but until next time, that's me, out. Bye guys.